are, day 12. Just pulled out of the campsite onto Great Central Road. I was just talking to myself for a good few minutes there without the record button pressed, as I was kind of trawling through the road out in. Probably a bit more of an interesting trail to see than this one, but anyway, you get a bit of a sense of the corrugations, and I guess this section here is not too bad, but overall this block of road has been probably the poorest condition of the Great Central Road. Today planning to get past Laverton and out to Lenora, somewhere around that mark. Haven't really set a firm destination in mind, but yeah, it won't be too much further than Lenora. Probably aim to have a bit of a look at the ghost town there, so if it's getting late, I'll probably pull up stumps somewhere a bit shy of there, so that I'm in a good position to head there and have a look at it tomorrow. Just had a look at wiki camps and the little guidebook I have, and picked up a few points of interest to look at along the way. I have a bit more of a precise fix and some satellite imagery downloaded and cached in my phone for one of the water holes I'm going to have a bit of a wander off and have a look at. And yeah, I've got a few other interesting little points of interest tagged along the way, so I don't just sort of plough all the way through. Covered a fair bit of distance in the days I've been out, and yeah, I probably should slow down a little bit, take a bit more of a look around. So yeah, I'm going to start to try to pick out a few points of interest on my planned routes for the day. Although, you know, some of the inland roads, there's not a lot there. Yeah, yesterday I think I had a few good little stop-ins, so yeah, looking to try to emulate that today. Yeah, this section is actually quite comfortable. It's almost yeah, the part that before I pulled in yesterday was quite a low to the point spot, and there was a few places where you'd have these big dips, and if you weren't paying attention, you'd kind of, if you're taking it at speed and you get this big dip, you kind of find yourself feeling a bit uncomfortable as you go through and get a little bit of a lift and a suspension on the tail end of it. Of a few hundred more kilometres of unsealed road, and then be back onto the pave for the remainder of the journey. I actually got out about this far yesterday and turned around, went back to check out the White Cross back a couple of K, which I'm glad I did, because they had a lot of really interesting birds swimming in or coming in for a drink around the water hole. Yeah, something you see along this stretch of road is a few interesting little bits where the road is a bit flood affected, like back there. If you're coming along late at night, or at night at all, you don't really pay attention to the hazard sign, but easily find yourself in a spot of bother if you plough right into one of those. I think this is the scenery and the kind of road that'll be on for quite a few hours today, though. Might change a little bit, but gives you a good taste of what it's been like to drive this particular stretch. This is sort of a bit more what it was like across the entire road earlier on. It's got a little bit compared to what I would have encountered on the equivalent stretch on the Gary Junction Road. There was sounded like there was some pretty rough going out to the western edge of that road. One of the reasons why I didn't attempt it was I just wasn't keen on travelling long distance on heavy corrugation. Just not familiar enough with the car and what's going to shake loose to try it out in such a remote area on something with so much vibration. But having driven the Great Central Road mostly now, assuming that I do get to the end of it without dramas, which is always a chance thing to say, we've still got a day of driving left, and I feel like I'd be comfortable to go and give it a go. Like this is bounced around a bit and is holding up pretty well. Not really. The only thing that's really rattling is the rooftop tent. Tried the front dash. Tried to straighten things up a little bit, but haven't really managed to find the bolt that has got that squeak. So just got leaving it be. Expected to have not have actually spotted a wreck of a car yet today. There's usually a very
In 800
regular
meters, you will arrive at your destination.
A very regular collection of them. The destination here is a gnamma hole or water hole. That is really just in the bush off to the side. Sort of location where you leave your car, you're not sure what you're going to come back to. So hopefully I can find a little spot to duck in and drive in a little ways. That looks like it should be okay. Yeah, this is probably even
You have arrived.
The path in that I didn't know when I was looking at the satellite map earlier. I didn't actually manage to spot this little trail in, so saves me a bit of walking, which is good. There we go. There's a wreck. I knew it'd been too long without seeing a busted up abandoned car. Talking to the people in the roadhouse yesterday, they said there's actually been a big cleanup and a lot of them being removed. So yeah, if you're thinking about coming down here in a two-wheel drive, like you can probably get through, but you really want to have some tyres that you can let down so you can ride the corrugations a bit more comfortably and some decent suspension. But just have a car that is going to be able to handle a bit of vibration, because you're going to be going at it for a fair while. Like the road itself doesn't have too much in the way of stuff that would really challenge a two-wheel drive. Like it's pretty well graded most of the way. Just it's a long, very it's a long road, and got a lot of unpaved sections that just by their very nature just end up quite corrugated. I reckon I'm going to be able to drive pretty much all the way up to this one. I imagine that's probably what I could have done with the other one if I had have chosen the right turn off. But there we go. You can see a bit of bird life sort of ducking in and out. That will be the water hole just up ahead. You've got the can of stones that's there to market, and you'll just see these little flocks of birds flocking in and out. There was another puddle of water up near the cross yesterday, and those little green birds kept on nervously flitting in and out, going back to their little tree whenever they got spooked, and then getting the courage to come up and swoop back in and then hop over for a bit of a drink. So yeah, if you do find yourself out this way, take a little couple of detours to the waterholes, and you'll get to see a bit of bird life. Actually sort of disappointed that I managed to find the trail out here. I was kind of entertained by the idea of just kind of traipsing through the bush. But yeah, I'm also pretty happy to not be leaving my car on the side of the road. Like, you know, you'd be unlucky for something to happen, but you know, it's also something to just keep an eye out for. There we go. That's a nice little flock. If you choose your angles right and have the sun reflecting off the flock, it's quite dazzling. This big flash of green. Hopefully the video has enough detail to actually pick up all the birds flocking in and out, and you're not just looking at a grassy expanse. It's a pretty nice spot though. I might get out and have a look. I'll leave this running. Maybe I'll edit off the end, but maybe I'll leave it running. See how many birds come and go. But yeah, catch you later.